Hello and welcome to all you Virgos. Welcome for your monthly horoscope for January of 2014. And it's going to be a very interesting year for Virgos, the whole year. If you want to know more about your yearly horoscope, check out the link, I think somewhere here, for your yearly horoscope. But let's get started. What is happening in January 2015? Ooh, that's going to be a hard one. There's happening, I think the aspect of the year is definitely Saturn squaring up to Neptune. And that's going to be very, very important for you Virgos, and also for the other mutable signs like Pisces, Gemini and Sagittarius. And so there are a couple of things that I want to talk about. This is certainly the aspect that's going to overrule the year, besides the Pluto-Uranus square. And the Pluto-Uranus square is going to fade away, and Saturn and Neptune is going to become more important. So another thing is, of course, the Mercury retrograde, your ruler that's going retrograde, that I'm going to talk about. And the other thing I want to talk about is this. This is for the end of the video. And a last thing I want to talk about is... can't find my notes. Yes, here I am. Here I have it. The last thing is a stellium in Aqua. And Aqua is Aquarius. But let's get started with the most important thing. So the whole month, especially as from the middle of the month for you Virgos, is going to be an upbuilding of the square between Saturn and Neptune. Now, a square is always a bit of a tension, but it means that you can get the fruits out of this square if you go step by step. And what is the explanation of Saturn and Neptune in a square on your sign? It means that Saturn is about, it's the opposite of Neptune, basically. It's a paradox. But and Virgos want to solve paradoxes, and but actually paradoxes are not to be solved. They're there to prompt you into broader thinking. And Saturn is the restrictor, the tester, the working hard, the reality, and Virgos are really good at that. They're really good at, normally in general, working hard, testing times, reality, feet on the ground. And then Neptune is the opposite. Neptune is about, come on, have a vision, dream, have some compassion, let go, go with the flow, don't control too much. So you see that those two are a bit contradictory. And what is happening in January, it's not going to last forever, but in January it's really becoming, the square is upbuilding. And a faster planet, Mars, is activating it. And Mars is in your opposite sign in Pisces. So you are Virgo, the opposite sign is Pisces, and Mars is in your opposite sign, triggering the Neptune-Saturn. So Mars is a bit between Neptune and between Saturn. Mars is the planet of action. Mars is the planet of liveliness. So the 7th house is relationships. So your relationships in January are going to be a bit more lively, a bit more. And you Virgos like that. Virgos is not, it's totally not a boring sign. It's a sign that loves some, especially in relationships, some discussions and some. So I know that Mars in the 7th isn't always great when it's a bad Mars and it's a Mars that is wanting confrontations, but I think with the Neptune there, it cools it a little bit down. What it does do is first, around the middle of the month, squaring up to Saturn in your 4th house. So that means tension. So if you have a bit of discussion with maybe your loved one, or even if you are single, maybe with colleagues, or maybe with family members, because Saturn is in the area of your life that has to do with family members, roots. So If you're feeling very frustrated, go and do something physical. I mean, working out or anything. This is the best aspect to deal with, is to get out the tension of the energy. And then it's also conjuncting Neptune. So there's something about a dream that you want to make real. And the good news is there's opportunity. The bad news is that it won't come that easily, and it won't come probably just in January, because this is an aspect that it's going to build up, and in November, I think, it's going to be exact, the square. Especially the Virgos who've got planets between 0 and 5 degrees are going to feel it the most. So the very early Virgos that are born in August. And the other thing is, so whatever it is that you want to accomplish, stay calm, you Virgos can do that, and trust, because that's the square between Saturn and Neptune. Saturn is showing you the reality, but Neptune is saying, hey, trust and it will be fine. So whatever you want to accomplish when it comes to relationships, maybe if you're single, there's someone around and you're not, it could be the case when you're single, there's someone around you and you're not quite sure. You know, one day there is the Saturn that, yes, I know it, I'm gonna make it work, and then Neptune comes along again and you can't pinpoint this person and you're doubting again. So it's one day like this and the other day like that. And the thing is, it's not there to bother you, but it's there to for you to understand the whole picture, and that you really, really know what you want, because Mars is our desires. Mars is what do we want. And the best thing you can do, and the Virgo are really wanting to do that mostly, is having your integrity. I think if you keep on doing that, you can't go any wrong. So yes, January, a bit of a tension there, but it does. If things don't come to you, just let go a little bit. I'll explain in a minute a bit further this aspect. And then the other thing is that Mercury is of course going retrograde in your 6th house. This shows that Mercury is you, it's your ruler. So it's really a time of stepping back and reflecting. We Virgos, I say we, I'm a Virgo myself, we Virgos know that every time when a Mercury retrograde comes, oh, it's time to reflect. It's time to step back and think about our actions and about ourselves. And in the 6th house, it can be mainly for most people 2 things. Or it has to do with your work, with your day-to-day work, that you are rethinking it. So this is something that's totally apart from what I just explained. So maybe it has to do with, am I happy here at work? Do I want to do something more original because it's in Aquarius? Or do I need to make some shifts here? It's a good time to think it all over, and then in February do your steps forwards. Or it can have to do with health. It's a very, very good time for you Virgos to look at your health and to look at what do I want to improve. Like for me, for instance, it would definitely be, I need to exercise again. I need to do something again. I just start and I just stop, and I start and I stop. So I know that in January it's a good time, not only because it's the beginning of the month, but it's a good time to restart those plans of, yes, I'm going to do, on a Monday I'm going to do that, and on a Wednesday I'm going to swim, and on a Friday I'm going to do jazz ballet or whatever, so that you have your routines, which is the 6th house, and to improve your health. Or it could be diet or whatever. So this is not a bad Mercury retrograde at all for you Virgos, not at all. And what else? There's also a new moon on the 20th in that area of your life. So I think it's a good time to start all over again. And it's also together with that other aspect. It's a time of starting all over again when it comes to work, or when it comes to exercises or your health. and it's a good time to stay grounded but still have that dream when it comes to either relationships or someone from your family that is giving you a bit of a hard time. And now I'm coming to the stone. Every now and then I explain something in my videos about stones, and I don't know that much about it, but I kind of like it because it has to do, and if you're a man, if you're a Virgo man, don't think, oh, I'm not going to wear this. I'm just talking about colors here. Now the two colors that are associated with Saturn and Neptune are definitely, Saturn has to do with reality, it has to do with planet Earth, it has to do with down to earth, and I associate that with the color red. And so if you think, no, I'm not grounded enough, I'm too much of the Neptunian in the fog here with relationships or with whatever, then wear something, if you're a man, wear something red. And if you're a woman, this is just Jasper, or how do you pronounce it? This is just an example. And this is a stone that gives bravery and courage. I use this a lot, just to ground yourself. But if you are a person, it depends on your personal chart, so I can't say it in general, that's why I'm using these. If you are a person who's having a bit, who's all right with Neptune, maybe you have a Pisces rising, for instance, and the Sun in Virgo, so you can deal with the letting go, but you can't deal with reality. You can't deal with you cannot deal with Neptune enough. You're too realistic. Let's put it that way. If you're too realistic and you can't let go, let's say it like that. Use something like purple, because this is the this is called amethyst. This is actually the stone of the Pisces and a bit of Neptune energy, and so this helps you to have a bit more peace of the mind, which is so important for Virgos, and to feel a bit more at ease and to trust the universe or God. You know, the link with the divine. If you have a lack of that a little bit, so this would be good for me today, because I feel I'm too serious lately. I'm just kidding. But then you can wear purple, or you can wear like this amethyst. So if you're not grounded enough, wear the grounded energy, red. If you are too grounded, too serious, too realistic, too pessimistic almost, having no connection with the divine, wear this, okay? So I hope you enjoyed watching this. It's a very, very important month for the Virgos, as I said, with that aspect. So dream, yes, but be realistic as well. And I think you Virgos will do well. Is there another thing? I think not. I think that's the most important thing. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Please do subscribe, do share my videos. Thank you very much for those who did. Last month I explicitly asked, and I ask again. And thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Bye bye.